O cholera, czy to Freddy Fazbear? Oh.
Hello and welcome back to the Skella Variety Channel. I'm Skella, and today I am talking about something very, very near and dear to me. Five Nights at Freddy's has been a part of my life basically since it came out, which is over 10 years now, and that's insane. I am old. I am a FNAF OG. I was there since the beginning. I was invested. You would not survive in the asylum they raised me.
Now, I do have to admit something to you guys. I've never actually played Five Nights at Freddy's before.
Simply put, this goofy series means a lot to me. And today, I'm gonna be discussing something about this series and its lore that just bugs me a little bit, and it has for many years, and that is that a lot of these animatronics are supposed to be for children's entertainment, and they are horrifying. They're scary. They're scary. And yes, I know that is the point. This is a horror series. Of course they are scary. But also, in the FNAF world, these are supposed to be for children. And I'm not just talking about the animatronics themselves. If you look around at all the posters and memorabilia and advertising, like on the walls of all the establishments, they're not even trying to hide that these characters are robots. Look at the official sign used on the outside of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza in the FNAF movie. It literally has visible joints and sunken-in eyes. Why would you advertise your characters like that? It wasn't until Security Breach that we actually started seeing them depicted as friendly animal characters in all of their official artwork. Like, yeah, in real life, Chuck E. Cheese animatronics, pretty freaky, but at least they're not advertising them with visible hinged jaws and sagging skin. Mr. Afton, what are you doing? Who was on your marketing team? Anyway, in today's video, I will be going over every single main group of animatronics and ranking them by how child-friendly they appear. Let us put aside the fact that a lot of these guys have children's corpses inside them, alright? Remove all of the horror from the situation. You are bringing your family to one of these establishments. Are these characters going to scare your kids? Or are they actually going to, be delightful, happy characters that you will form so many fond memories around? Which group of animatronics are the least scary? Okay, 3 quick things to get out of the way before I get into the meat of the video. I will only be going over animatronics that were meant to be seen by the public. Only ones that were meant to be played with by the kiddos. No wizards, no phantoms, no nightmares, no shattereds, no Peepaw Willie, no blah 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 blah. Number 2, I am not an idiot. I know that all of the features I will be going over on these characters are purely meant to scare the player. They are just to make the designs creepy. These characters were not designed with the intention of actually being put in front of real-life children as mascots. I know that. I know the sunken-in eyes, the visible segmented joints. These are Mr. Sock Cotton's iconic style. I know this, alright? The point of this video is to take things way too seriously. Do you get it? Stop typing your paragraph. I'm not stupid. I'm gonna get you. Number 3. As I said, I'm a FNAF OG. However, I've fallen off a little bit. Alright, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I don't know anything that's going on in Secret of the Mimic. And frankly, I don't care to know. I don't know what the current consensus is on the FNAF lore, alright? I'm probably gonna say a few things wrong. Do not try to explain to me what the current lore is in the comments because I will not read it and I'm probably older than you. Go to bed! Okay, I don't know why I started this video so hyped up. I gotta calm down a little bit. I'm sorry. First up, we are going to be looking at the OGs. I'm not talking about Freddy, Bonnie, Chica. I'm talking about Spring Bonnie and Fredbear. Now, at this point, we got a pretty decent look at what Spring Bonnie looks like, but all we got for Fredbear is this jump scare from Ultimate Custom Night, so we don't have a full view on what he looks like, but it just looks like a recolor of OG Freddy, so I think we got a good idea. Okay, starting with these guys, I'm gonna get my main gripe with pretty much every single FNAF design out of the way. It's the segmented joints, alright? No real-life children's animatronic has these because it makes it so obvious that they are robots. You can see into them. No creature has this build. Also, just speaking practically, this is a horrible way to design an animatronic. Let's look at some real-life examples, like in Chuck E. Cheese. We can't see the joints on these animatronics because their suits are just draped over their endoskeletons. They're like a full costume. But with these FNAF animatronics, they have these individual like sleeves that you have to slide on and off. That's so much more time consuming than just slipping a costume over the endoskeleton. Why on earth would you design it like this? Imagine being the maintenance guy having to slip off all these little foamy tubes and having to wash every single individual one. That sucks. Just make one big costume that you could put over the endoskeleton. You can take it off for easy cleaning, just put it in the washer, and your characters don't look like corpses. Alright, putting that aside, they're alright, I guess. They do their job. They're not too scary looking. It's gonna get a lot worse as we go down the list. You're gonna see. So, Spring Bunny and Fredbear are decent. They go in B tier. B for bear.
You look like Freddy Fazbear.
Okay, now we are officially at the OG Faz Gang. Freddy, Chica, Bonnie, Foxy. And yeah, all these guys have the same problems as before with the segmented joints. I'm not gonna bring it up every time. This is the last time I'll bring it up, but you see what the problem is. A reoccurring problem that I didn't bring up before is the visible endo teeth. The point of an endoskeleton having these mouth parts is that they get hidden by the costume. You shouldn't be able to see the endoskeleton teeth underneath of the head. Actually, why does the endoskeleton have teeth? The masks are supposed to have the teeth of the characters on them. There shouldn't be a second pair of teeth inside of it. It's just supposed to be these flat mouth parts that slide into the mask. What on earth? Absolutely baffling choices, Mr. Afton. I have no idea what you are going for there. Another thing, something that would help these characters' eyes look less sunken in is if they didn't have black eyelids. Mr. Afton, it's like you're trying to make it look like a corpse wearing a costume. The worst offender of this, by far, is the cupcake. It's so skull-like. Its eye sockets are just so much bigger than its eyes are. Like, Mr. Afton, this is just poor planning. Sloppy work all around. I have no idea what you were going for. Despite all of this, I will give them this. They are pretty soft looking. All right, they at least look approachable in that aspect. They could be hugged by a child comfortably. Good diverse cast of colorful characters. If they were patched up just a little bit, I think young me would enjoy them quite a bit. So, good enough. They're getting a B. Like I said, it's gonna get a lot worse. Okie dokie, let's talk about the toys. Now, this is both a big step forward and a big step backward in terms of, more approachability. Overall, yeah, they're a lot cuter. They don't have black eyelids anymore. Those are colored. They're a lot more vibrant. There's a lot less visible gaps in their limbs. They look less like corpses. That's a big step forward. However, most glaringly, they are no longer soft. They are made of some kind of hard plastic or metal, some kind of shiny hard material. They're not huggable anymore. They're less approachable in that aspect, and I feel like that's a big drawback, and it also kind of makes them look even more robotic in a certain way. Like, there is something less sincerely friendly about them. They're much more cold and unnatural. Two big things I want to point out. Firstly, why does Chica's beak come off? There's no reason for that. No reason whatsoever. And even more so, why is there a second mouth under her beak? Why is there more teeth in there? That's completely unneeded. Also, do you think in the FNAF universe there are a bunch of, like, Puritan parents calling to recall Freddy's because they made the chicken character too sexy?
Damn, she thick as fuck.
Alright, let's address the elephant in the room, or shall I say the fox in the room. Mangle is just a pile of bad choices. Like, first of all, how are these animatronics constructed in that these children can so easily rip them apart with their bare hands? These dangerous machines should not be so easily dismantled by 8-year-olds. Mr. Afton, this sucks. Secondly, a take apart and put back together attraction is an awful idea for many reasons. Why are we letting the kids play with electronics? That doesn't sound safe. There's exposed wires all over the place. In a more realistic timeline, we would have gotten the electric shock of 87. Secondly, these are characters that children are supposed to identify with and see as real friends. These characters are supposed to be the children's friends. They're supposed to be real to them. Why have we made an attraction where the kids can rip their friend apart and see their electronic innards? Very strange. Very strange environment this is building. Also, yeah, how could I forget? The marionette's terrifying. I don't know why you would ever put that in front of kids. Kids are already scared of clowns. You made a big, tall, skinny clown with no eyeballs? What's wrong with you? What's your problem? Who is this for? Who's she for? It's not for little Timmy, I'll tell you that. Little Timmy fucking hates that thing. Yeah, the toys are a mixed bag. They're gonna get a C. Okay, moving on. We are now in sister location. Oh my god, it's so bad. I don't even know where to start. I don't know where to start. You know, the immersion for the kiddos, like, out the window. No more. There's no hiding that these are robots. I'm pretty sure the appeal of these things is that they are robots. You are supposed to know that they are robots. The kids are supposed to know these things are robots. And even so, why the f*** would you make them look like this? They're so alien looking. There's nothing friendly about them. Oh, they're so lumpy and unnatural. Oh, the face plates. Don't get me started on the face. What are they for? Why would you build it like that? Don't try to tell me that it's for easier maintenance. You could have just had one big mask that you could pop off the robot. Why would you make it open like the Predator? You can see the seams in the face where they open. It just makes it look even more like lumpy and Ew. These are yucky creatures. Why would you make this, Mr. Afton? This is yucky. You know, I haven't even touched on these things are literally just built to kill kids. You know, that's just what they're for. They are built to lure and kill kids. If you wanted to build a robot that was made to lure and kill kids, why wouldn't you make it look a little more friendly and less yucky? This yucky creature. I wouldn't follow this. I would never take this thing's ice cream. Its face is gonna split open and rip my face off. And that's what they do. You know, that's what it's gonna do. Any kid could see that from a miles away. This is not tricking anybody. It's only gonna trick your dumbass daughter, Mr. Afton. That was just natural selection. I don't feel bad at all. Your daughter's an idiot. I'm sorry. Anyway, F tier. These things suck. These would not fly in real life. Alright, next week we got a whole swath of characters from Pizza Sim. There's a lot to go through, but we're gonna start with the mediocre melodies. You know what? This might actually be the best group of animatronics so far. Alright, a little bit of a mixed bag. I'm gonna get into that, but first, Mr. Hippo, Orville, Ned Bear, mwah, perfect. These are great. You know, they're not soft. They don't look like they're soft. They look like they have a similar material to the toy animatronics, so not as huggable. You know, that's points taken away. But these three guys, they're colorful. They look very approachable. They look friendly. They're cute even. I think these are a pretty dang good pass. The exposed battery packs are a bit of a hazard, but that's, as long as they stay up on stage, the kids aren't allowed to touch them, that's fine. Not a big deal. First problem, Pig Patch. not great. Not great. He's pretty ugly. I'll just say he's a yucky guy. He's a pretty yucky creature. I have no idea why you would construct his face in such a way. That is quite possibly the worst way you could have built his face. It looks really bad. The biggest issue is Happy Frog. What happened? I'm gonna start small here. The thing on her head, what is that? What's that little dangler? What's the little dongle dingle? What's that for? Last time I checked, frogs do not have antennae, or Reddit bobblers or whatever that thing is. Nor do they have plated bellies like alligators, or she looks like a dragon. What is that for? Why is it shaped like that? Why is it plated? Biggest issue, something went horribly wrong with the eyes. Somebody flipped a few wrong switches. Somebody messed something up in the factory. Her eye sockets are massive compared to her eyes. Her eyes are so small. What happened? What happened here? How do you mess up that bad? We've seen a lot of sunken in eyes today, but this is... It looks like a little person wearing a hollow frog skin. That's the worst you could have done it, buddy. That's the worst anybody's done it. That sucks. It looks really bad. Overall, though, best we've seen so far, so mediocre abilities are gonna get A tier. Next up are the Rockstars, and you know what? They're alright. They're doing pretty good. They're doing pretty good for what they are. You know what? I may just say, these guys are pretty dang pleasant. What a lovely bunch of guys. You know, again, not very huggable, made of the toy animatronic plastic, but they're colorful. They're very colorful, they look very friendly. The mouth mechanism on Rockstar Freddy is an odd choice. You know, you've done the hinge jaws before and it looked just fine. I don't know why you're making these scary rods, but otherwise, pretty alright. They're getting an A. Not much I can say about them. Crash and the gang. I mean this completely unironically, they're getting S tier. They're perfect. If you showed a group of kids these funny trash piles with googly eyes, they'd love them. They'd eat this up. They look great. Awesome. S tier. Alright, now I'm gonna run down some miscellaneous Pizza Sim decorations and characters, or whatever you want to call these guys. I don't know if they have an official name. Alright, got Funtime Chica. It's same problem as the sister location. It's the exact same. She's scary and terrible and bad, and I don't want this near my kids. That's F tier. Bad. L-Chip is pretty cute, honestly. He's alright. I wish he was soft, like the OGs. He's just kind of built like the Rockstars, but he's alright. He's pretty good. A. Prize King? I forgot this was in the game. F. I hate it. It's gross. Music Man is a fucking anomaly. I don't know what choices were made to lead to this thing looking the way it does. It's like a monkey head on a beach ball with spider what is this? What is he supposed to be? Why would you make it like that? Why does he have these dark, scary eyes and this weird grimace? Ew, F tier, negative F, Z tier. I hate it. It's gross. That's so scary. That's so scary. Candy Cadet. I'm being serious. S tier. Candy Cadet is actually perfect. This is what this franchise should be going for. If you seriously cannot avoid your characters looking like robots, just make it look like this guy. He's perfect. He's a big cartoony robot. He hands out candy. It's perfect. This is what you should be going for. It's got nice colors, these big goofy shapes. He's great. Candy Cadet is S. This is what this franchise should be striving to have if this franchise were real. Lemonade, Clown, and Fruit Punch. I don't know. They're fine, I guess. They're not that scary. They're like an A. I mean, some kids would be scared. I don't think I would be. Whatever. A, I guess. Egg Baby? What the fuck is this for? Ew. No. F tier. Why? And then Safety Puppet has the same problems as OG Puppet, being that it is a scary, skinny clown, but now it also has the sister location unnatural energy to it, so it's kind of worse. D tier. I don't think Henry and William know what kids like. I I don't know what decisions led to this. Alright, we are officially at the Glamrock animatronics, and I was gonna say that at this point in the franchise, they've kind of given up on trying to make their characters seem not robotic. I mean, it pretty much seems like the selling point of these characters is that they are advanced robots. However, I just remembered at the start of this video, this is also when they started advertising their characters as, like, regular non-robotic cartoon characters in the official art, like, hung around the Pizzaplex. So, I'm getting some mixed messages from this one already. Like, the moment you drop caring about the immersion of the characters is when you get a better marketing team. Come the f*** on, come on. Also, yeah, the characters have super advanced, hyper sci-fi AI now. They're basically just people.
Freddy, you're supposed to be on lockdown.
Go cry about it,
Which, in my opinion, that's a god-awful idea to put into a robot whose entire purpose is just to entertain. That seems like a horrible existence to give sentience to. I mean, all of these characters are, like, very mentally ill, from what we've witnessed, so I don't think that they should be around kids. I feel like there was a lot of poor choices made here.
Here's a little tip. I ever get in a mood, use the walkie. It calms me. You don't have to say a thing ever. You are smart enough. You are smart enough.
What if you show up for a birthday at Freddy's and Roxy starts trauma dumping on your kid? What are you gonna do? What's the protocol? This is possibly the worst group of animatronics you could have made out of cold metal. These ones are supposed to be even more personal with the kids than ever before, but you made them out of cold steel. What if a kid goes to hug Freddy and he gets pinched, like he gets his skin caught in his joints? That's not fun. These aren't inviting at all. They're unnatural. They're hard and cold and off-putting, and they keep trying to be my dad. I don't get away from me, Freddy. The designs on their own are fine, I guess. You know, they're colorful. The kids will like them, but again, they're not fun to hug. They've got some weird mental problems going on. They're pinchy. Oh yeah, Sun and Moon. Who the fuck whose idea was that? They're so scary looking! They gave them such weird, like, bulbous, lumpy features. Also, these guys literally manhandle your kids if they don't lay down for bedtime. That feels like a very big oversight. They're scary as fuck. They're having a mental health crisis, and they're built to grapple your kids if they don't go to sleep. Oh my god! DJ Music Man! I completely forgot! That's the worst one! That's so scary. He's so big! I literally talked about how horrible DJ Music Man was, and you made him massive and a big spider. What the? Oh my god, I completely forgot. He's so scary. You put a kaiju spider in your children's entertainment building? Why would you do that? Kids hate spiders, and you made it huge, and he has dark, scary eyes. This thing, you cannot tell me this thing was built with children in mind. This was built to attack Tokyo. Why does Bikini Bottom have this device? Okay, the Glamrocks, they're pretty from a distance, but if I was a child going here, I would feel so small and unsettled by everything around me. Everything is so cold and uninviting and pinchy, and they're grabbing me and throwing me around, and there's a big fucking spider in here. I wouldn't want to go anywhere near here. This sounds scary as hell. D tier, bad times.
Five Nights at Freddy's, that's where I wanna be.
And excluding Secret of the Mimic because I didn't watch any Let's Plays of it, I think we're done. Yeah, we did it! Yay! Editor me, put the list up on screen. There it is. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of my list. You know, if FNAF was real, how would you feel? How would kid you feel about these characters? Do you think you'd be scared of them? Would you bring your kids here? You know, what would you change about the designs to make them more approachable for children? Let me know. I'd love to hear it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Real quick, I want to give a very special thank you to everybody that watched my last video because basically, every time I make an art-based video, every time I make a video where I'm drawing, YouTube fucking hates it. They absolutely despise when I make an art video. And a lot of you guys, like, straight up told me that you didn't even get a notification for that video. So that video did horribly. Very few people watched it. But thank you to those who did. I'm not mad at anybody that didn't watch it, even if you did, like, get a notification for it. I just want to give a very special thank you to those who did because, oh my god, that one did so bad. The YouTube was very unkind to me. But, thank you so much for watching this video. I had a lot of fun recording it and writing the script. I'm very excited for the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie. I don't know if this video will be out before or after the movie comes out, but I'm very excited to see it. I love the first FNAF movie. Can't wait to see my boy Balloon Boy, my baby boy Balloon Boy. If there's no Balloon Boy fans, then I am dead. I am his #1 defender. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, check out my other videos. If you like what you're seeing, you can subscribe, like this video to die instantly, and goodbye.